Hello everyone, my name is Heather and welcome to the channel Bookables. Today I am here to do a recent reads video where I share with you 4 reads that I have read, you guessed it, recently, tell you what they are about, what I rated them, what I liked about them, and what I didn't like about them. The books I will be talking about today are The Love Wager by Lynn Painter, Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon, and The Golden Spoon by Jessa Maxwell. Before I get into talking about what all of these books are about, first a word from the sponsor of this video. Thank you so much to Betterhelp for sponsoring this video. Betterhelp is customized online therapy that offers video, text, and even live sessions with your therapist all from your home. If you don't know, I'm someone that struggles with anxiety. I do take medication for it. There's no shame in admitting that. And I'm also dealing with a lot of stress. I have a lot of stress going on right now in my life. In particular, I'm a caretaker for my father. He might be moving in with us, and that's also causing a lot of stress that I was not planning on. I'm only 34. I was not planning on this, but here we are. But either way, there's a lot of things in life that weigh us down, and there's no shame in talking to someone that can help us. If you're someone that thinks that you could benefit from therapy, don't even think about it. Just do it. In the end, it's gonna help you rather than hurt you. Talking to someone and seeking out help is the best thing you can do for your mental health and for those that you love around you. I'm a big proponent of therapy, of things you can do to help yourself out, because if you're not your best self, everyone around, if you're not your best self, everything else struggles, and it's just hard, and there's no shame in asking for help. I always want to rest assured to tell people that there's literally no shame. It's the best thing you can do for yourself if you think you're struggling. If you're interested in seeking out a therapist on Betterhelp, it is super easy. All you have to do is go online to their site and fill out a questionnaire. They will ask you what you're looking for in therapy, what you're looking to get out of, what you're struggling with, what you can maybe be beneficial to you, and things like that. And after you fill out your questionnaire, you get matched with an amazing therapist, go through the database, and they figure out which therapist would be the best for you. Then you can schedule your video and phone sessions with your therapist. You can exchange unlimited messages through their app and everything like that remains 100% confidential. And even if you get paired with a therapist and you're not feeling that therapist, you don't feel like you're jiving well, you can ask for a switch in therapist with no additional charge at all, which is amazing, because sometimes therapists are amazing, but it just might not be the right fit for you. So you can request a new therapist with no problem at all. So join the 3 million plus people today that have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. There are so many people that are using BetterHelp, in fact, that they are like recruiting new therapists in all 50 states now. That's how much it's growing, which is amazing, because that means more people are asking for help, which is the best thing that you can do. You can go to my link down below to get 10% off your first month of BetterHelp. Again, that's www.betterhelp.com/bookables to get your first month for 10% off. Said there's no shame in asking for help. It is the best thing you can do, so be sure to check out BetterHelp. All the information and links will be down below. So let's get into it. Clearly I have 3 adult romances and 1 mystery thriller, kind of cozy mystery thriller, so let's dive in. The first one I'm going to talk about today is The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. This is an author I have read previously. She wrote an adult contemporary, she wrote a YA contemporary, which I actually really enjoyed. I'm actually, as I'm filming right now, currently reading her second YA contemporary and am really enjoying. So I'm thinking I just really like this author, whether it be YA contemporary or adult fiction, because I did like this one a ton. So this one is about 2 characters named Hallie and Jack. And basically one night they meet at this wedding that Jack is in, and he is actually thinking about proposing to his girlfriend, but then his girlfriend sees him talking to the bartender, who is Hallie, and she gets crazy jealous, and Josh is like, yeah, no. And Jack's like, probably shouldn't, propose to her. So they kind of just decide to drink a little bit together, and they hook up. And the next morning, Hallie's like, this is my all-time low. Like, I'm sneaking out of a hotel. This is not who I am. She's going to be grown up now. She's going to do all the right things. And then, what do you know, she decides to sign up for this dating app because she wants to find the one. Like, she's here for her spring. Her winter is over. And who does she get paired up with but none other than Jack, who's also on the dating app, because he's also trying to find the one. And so they decide, hey, we hooked up, there's really no feelings there, so let's just try to like find the one for, and it becomes a contest. Whoever finds the one first gets this prize. But of course, all their dates somehow bring them closer together. It's a clear trope that you can see coming from a mile away, but I still really enjoyed it. It's a good friends to lovers romance, or I guess second chance, because they already hooked up together once and they haven't, but you can clearly see that the romantic feeling and tensions are still very much there. It was fun, it was cute, it wasn't overly steamy, so in case you're not a fan of the steam books, I would recommend this one. I wouldn't say it was 100% closed door, there were a couple times, but it wasn't nearly as steamy as some of the other stuff I read, but I liked it. It was a great kind of adult rom-com, if you will. I thought the chemistry between them was really great. Of course, you know, there's a big plot twist, because there's always like one big plot twist at the end with all of these romance books, but I enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I definitely want to read more from Lynn Painters for her adult romances and her YA books. Like, I'm really enjoying them. So yeah, I liked it, would recommend it. Next up, actually the next 2 I have read strictly for the video I'm going to do, probably hopefully next month, of TikTok books I'm reading to see if they're worth the hype or not. And that one is Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I've been hearing a lot about this. I saw this in Target and I was like, oh great, and I bought it, and it was okay. I think my biggest qualm with this book is the sheer length. This is an adult's, maybe new adult, because it does take place in college, like new adult. I don't know when we're going to differentiate them, who cares. But this book is literally 430 pages. That is a crazy long adult romance, and I'm reading another one that's very highly popular on TikTok pretty soon, the Lucy Score one. I think it's 500 pages. Like, for an adult romance, I feel like that's way too long. That's like some fantasy book, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. That was my biggest qualm of it. I think I would have liked it a lot more if it was about 100, maybe 150 pages shorter. That's just me, because 430 pages, that's a lot. There was just a lot of stuff I feel like I glazed over because it was just meandering for so long. Let me tell you what the plot is about. So this book follows 2 characters, Anastasia and Nate. Anastasia is a figure skater and she's going to college on a scholarship. She wants to be an Olympic skater. She wants to win all the medals. And then Nate is actually the team of his ice hockey's team. And basically what happens at the beginning of this book is the arena that they usually practice in, the figure skating one, I think in particular, gets really messed up. So basically the hockey team and the figure skating team have to share a rink together. Anastasia is very mad about this, and so her and Nate kind of bash heads a lot of times, and it's basically about their romance. He's very clearly into her and she is just like, I don't have time for hooking up, I don't have time for anything, you know. I don't know. It was cute. I'm not gonna lie. The romance was great. It was definitely very slow burn friends to romance. He was very clearly into her. She was very hesitant because of her past and because she feels like she's just very kind of tight wound with her planner and things like that, and people trying to control her. And she talks about therapy a lot, which I did really appreciate. But the sheer matter of the fact is this book is 430 pages and it does not need to nearly be any that long. Like, I don't really feel a necessity to it. There wasn't enough plot in this to keep this going for 430 pages. Like, there was a lot of extra fluff that did not need to be in there. Maybe that's just me. It probably is, because everybody and their mother loves this book. I didn't dislike it by any means. I give it a 3 out of 5, probably like a 3.5 if we want to get super technical. But I think the sheer thing is the length. Like, it was just way too long. I think I probably would have fallen in love with it, probably given it a 4, maybe a 4.5, maybe if it was like 300 to like 350. I mean, like, it's just, I don't know. It's just, it was way too long. Way too long. But I liked it. It was cute. If you're looking for a good kind of college sports romance, I would recommend it. It was cute. We have Planet Barbian by Ruby Dixon. I had no plans to read this book because I didn't. And then, of course, TikTok blew it up. It got new covers, so it was, you know, got sent to me. I actually have 2 other books in the series right here that was sent to me by Berkeley, which I'm very grateful for. But like, I didn't have plans. But then, you know, I read it. And then this book is like the complete opposite of the other one. Whereas that one was way too long, and this one I think was a little bit too short. This book is only like 250 pages. It's like a novella almost. But there's extra stuff in the book, like another, like Ice Planet Honeymoon and kind of guy. But either way, this book is about a character named Georgie, who is a human. She's a human, she's in her 20s, and she's sleeping one night, and what do you know, she gets zapped up by some aliens, and she wakes up on a spaceship, and you're like, what? And she's there with a whole bunch of other young female girls that are all not pregnant, but young, so you're guessing the aliens have captured them for some reason, and they're gonna get dropped off somewhere. They're getting really nervous because they're getting abused, and it's, the first part of the book is like, whoa, because the aliens are not that nice. And so basically the ship has problems, so basically they just get dropped off on this planet. They call it not Hoth, if you're familiar with Hoth. That is a planet that was on Star Wars. I know that because of my husband. It's like a snow planet. And so Georgie is kind of the leader of the humans, if you will. And they're like, where are we? What are we going to do? And Georgie's like, you know what? I'm going to go search and find out some things. And so she goes and searches. She gets caught in this trap, and she wakes up with an alien named, what's his name? Vectel. And basically he's like, you're my mate. He has like this thing inside of him, like a symbiote, if you will, that like when he saw Georgie, it immediately like woke up, like she is his mate. And this is a book that is 90% steamy, maybe 10% plot. If you're looking for just a strictly steamy book about an alien and a human, this series will got you covered. It's got you covered 100%. But if you're looking for some really good plot and character development, this ain't for you. Now, I enjoyed it because it was a good break. Like, it was short, it was sweet, it was steamy times, and I have learned, with the steamy books in particular, I really like when a guy really pines over a girl, treats her beautifully. It's just really nice, and Vectel did that because he's like, you're my mate, I'm going to take care of you for life, you, whatever you want. And I was like, I love this. And I don't do well with the books where the guy's very domineering and very like kind of intense and scary, and just the steamy scenes get a little bit too, you know, that's just me. So I like this. I gave it a 4 out of 5. It was fun. Do I plan on reading more of the series? You betcha I do. So they're great short reads. Like I said, if you want some depth and stuff to them, this ain't for you. If you just want some good alien human time, if you get what I'm saying, this is great. I liked it. I will continue on with the series. 4 out of 5. Never thought I would say that. Never, ever. But, you know, here we are. And the last book I'm talking about today is a cozy mystery, and that is The Golden Spoon by Jessa Maxwell. I love this cover. So this book is perfect for fans of the Great British Baking Show, which I am. I don't watch it anymore. I guess I got kind of over my love for it, but there was a time when I discovered it and I binged the mess out of it. Like, I loved it. It is the best, like, cooking competition show, bar none, because it's not, nobody's cutthroat. Everybody just roots for everybody. They all want to help each other. If somebody gets finished with their bake before the time is allotted, they help with another baker. And I'm like, teamwork, this is great. We're all here. We're here to win, but we're also not here to cut each other's throats, you know? So I was very excited for this one. So this one is about the show. It's called Bake Week, and it takes place at this famous baker's, Betsy Martin's, house. She has this like this huge mountain, or she has this huge mansion up in Vermont, and basically they pick like 6, maybe 5 or 6 of like the US best amateur bakers and bring them up for a whole week, and each day is a different thing, kind of like the Great British Baking Show, where like day 1's pies, day 2 is breads, day 3 is so-and-so. This one's a very much more condensed version, because if you don't know the Great British Baking Show, at least for an episode, they'll do bread week. That's mainly the thing. One day they'll do like, the first day they'll tell them to make this one thing, then they'll have a challenge where you don't get to see what the product looks like, they just give them a recipe, and then the third one's kind of like their big challenge of the week, and basically every week somebody gets sent home. This one's Bake Week, where every single day somebody gets sent home. And at the beginning of this book, you clearly know there's a murder that has happened, but as time goes on, you don't know who's been murdered or who murdered them. So it's a fun one. I didn't love this. I kind of wanted to love it more, but I didn't. I think it just didn't have enough oomph for me. It was also very short. It's only 270 pages. I would compare this kind of like a cozy mystery. I wanted more of the technical aspects of the baking. Like, it would say even each chapter, like it would be like day 1 pie or something like that. And they would talk about what they're baking, but they wouldn't really go into detail about it. Also during this, somebody is sabotaging the bakes. Like, somebody misplaced, somebody filled up somebody's sugar container with salt, and so when the judges ate the final product, it was full of salt, and they're like, what the heck? So in that plot, I didn't really feel it was necessary, because you can clearly see who was sabotaging it from 3 miles away, but it was okay. I would give it a 3.5. I'd say if you like the Great British Baking Show a ton and want like a cozy mystery element into it, I would recommend it, but it didn't knock my socks off or anything. I would compare this to a lot of cozy mysteries. It was fun. It wasn't overly scary. I felt that the plot was very predictable, but it was a good time. I enjoyed it. So there you have my thoughts and feelings on 4 reads. All of them I did enjoy. There's not one that I read in this pile that I'm like, I am so mad I read it. No, they're all decent in their own ways. I would love to know if you've read any of these, what your thoughts on them, what your thoughts are on them, and things like that. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.